Sometimes whenever I make these videos, or I am working on a project, or I'm cooking dinner, or I'm outside tending to, the surrounding areas, and I can't help but think about how absurd this whole predicament and absurdity of life really is. And I'm not depressed at all. I'm not anxious at all. But I'm not really in bliss either. I'm nowhere. And not in, again, not in a depressive state. And it's not like I'm like, oh, what do I do now? It's more like I just, this is what we're doing now, okay. But the issue is that there have been people outside cutting down trees all around where I usually do videos for the last few hours, actually longer than that. And I'm looking at them cutting down these trees for no real reason. And I'm thinking about how the predicament here is that these people have no idea what they're doing. Like, isn't it kind of ridiculous that humans feel like we can buy land, and then with that land, the tree, which is a living being, we can kill it because we view it as a liability rather than an asset. Because, oh, well, it's gonna hurt my investment. What do you mean it's gonna hurt your investment? How is the tree gonna hurt your? Well, because it's gonna destroy the structure in the structural integrity of the building and all these things. And it's like, well, but so what? It's just kind of weird to think about how humans, they take life for granted so easily. And they're so obsessed with the material world, and yet there's just not enough of it for them to ever be feeling like they're satisfied. Like, that's the thing, right? Like, I am completely content in the spirit of this time, doing what I'm doing, being, but I'm not trying to be anything anymore. I've let go of wanting to try to get people to see my side. Oh, well, I'm right here in this situation. Oh, you'll see. It's superfluous. And this whole situation of the simulation is so bizarre, don't you think? I mean, isn't it kind of bizarre that we're so invested into these politics and these economics and all of the things that are the icks. They're literally icks of life. Politics, economics, they're all icks. And yet for some reason we can continue to carry on, invested so heavily in these narrative structures of what we think the world should be and how it should be, and we get upset and we resist when things don't go to our preference, the way that we prefer to see the preference. I mean, isn't this all just kind of absurd? Maybe it's just me, but I don't take my role in life too seriously anymore. I don't take it too seriously, but I understand that I'm having this role to play, and I'm going to play it to the very best that I can, because that's all that I really can do. But I'm going to be conscious while I'm doing it as much as I can as well. And the more conscious I am of my own actions and why I'm doing what I'm doing and where I'm moving and how I'm moving. Am I moving from a place of fear, or am I moving from a place of genuine interest of, well, I don't even have interests really anymore. Like, the interests aren't mine. They're more like, well, this is how the creative life force wants to express itself now. Well, this is how the creative life force wants to express itself. Like, I don't, the weird thing is, considering this is like a spiritual channel, I'm not even like spiritual anymore. I don't claim that, because it's, what does that even mean to be spiritual? Oh, I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. Or no, I'm a Christian, or I'm a Muslim, or I'm Islamic, or I'm a this, or I'm a that. Everybody wants to be attached to things, and why? I know why, but this is the predicament though, right? Is like, the more that you it's not even finding, it's more that you simply be in the presence of agape love, or the soul of existence love, the more you simply see that everybody is a part of it all, and you're made of the same stuff that they are, and they're made of the same stuff that you are, and everything is part of this eminence of light and electromagnetic fields of energy, dancing with itself. And yet, for some reason, like the people cutting down the trees, how can we possibly see that killing things for no reason, and they don't even see it as killing, right? It's like the people who abort babies and are convinced that it's not killing. It's like, how can you possibly think that, like, yes, it is killing, and I'm not saying that you should or shouldn't do it. I'm not here to debate. I'm just saying that if you do it and you think that that's not you're not killing something, you're gaslighting yourself. It's ludicrous. And again, I'm not saying that it's right or wrong to do so. I'm just saying that, like, look at what you're doing. Like, I'm not making a claim here. I'm saying that that's what it is. I don't have these desires to, like, I do have them, but I don't sulk in them. I don't have desires to desire anything anymore. I just simply have desires, and how those manifest is going to be completely up. Like, it's kind of like celibacy as well, because a lot of this channel has talked about celibacy and such, and I even view celibacy completely different than I did even just a couple days ago. It's amazing when you start to really let go, how quick and how fast your trust will just like demonstrate certain things going on in your life. And it'll just magnetize everything. Because when you just trust, everything starts to just happen more quickly. And my view on celibacy in the spirit of this time is that if you want to have some time with someone intimately, what's the issue? Because originally I thought, well, because you have to want a long-term relationship with them. That's what sex is for. That's what sex is for, is to have a long-term relationship where you have a family. And I still think that that's true, but it's also like, well, and I'm not advocating for adultery or fornication or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, what exactly is wrong with wanting to spend some time intimately with someone else if it's in the context of like a sacred expression of godliness, is there any, like, is there something wrong with that? I don't think that there is. I guess I'm just seeing how absurd all of these presuppositions really are, and how the the situation we find ourselves in is that all of these people are us. All these people are us. And we're them and they're us, and it's like, well, so what do we do exactly? What do we do about this exactly? Because my first recommendation to myself would be, well, just continue living and doing what you feel you must do in the spirit of the moment in each moment, because there's nothing really else to do. But then I think to myself, well, but I don't want to let go to the point in which I don't need my body anymore. And then I think, well, why don't I want to let go to the point where I don't need my body? Because I've felt recently in my meditations as if I could leave my body if I wanted to. I'm not saying that that's what it is exactly. I'm just saying that's what it felt like. I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm just saying that's what it felt like. I feel as though if I wanted to, I could just leave this existence, whatever this simulation is. And that's a weird thing to feel, man. That's a weird thing to feel, because it feels, it's like, well, but what if I wake up from the dream? That's kind of what it feels like as well. It's like, oh, but what if I wake up from the dream? It's like, well, then you wake up from the dream. But what does that even mean to wake up exactly? I suppose these are just some contemplative thoughts in which I'm actively investigating the architecture of my own inner being and reflecting on the events of the day and why this is happening and what I can learn from it. Because I believe, I don't like the word believe, but I trust that everything that is experienced to the individual is some kind of form of growth and lesson. And the lesson that I'm seeing the most in the spirit of the time is, what are we even doing? Like, what? Does anybody really know what's going on? Like, I've asked this question for years, like, what's actually going on? And I don't think anybody can really answer that objectively. It's kind of a never-ending process in answering that question. And sometimes maybe even the question itself is the answer. That's something to think about. Or to just sit with and be with. It's not really something to think about. It's just something to reflect on, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, it's just the whole shebang of this thing is absurd. And people, it's funny how people are like, oh, you'll get it one day. One day you'll get it. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? We're already there. We're already it. We don't need to get it. We don't need to get it. It's already it. Like, we're it, bro. Like, we're it. What else do you want? And this existence has given us, the soul of existence has given us so much to experience, to live, such abundance, such life and grace. There they go with the trees again. I really hope they don't take down some of my favorite trees, man. They've already taken down most of the trees in the front of the place, which is kind of sad. I don't know exactly why they're even doing it. I mean, they're supposedly going to make new roads, but like for what? Oh, we gotta make it look nice. Well, okay, that's fine, but do you have to kill the dang trees? You have to kill the dang trees, man. Like, it's just so weird how. And look at what they're doing. They're gonna throw it to the dump. That's where I when I was walking back from my car earlier, I heard them talking about like, oh yeah, we're gonna take it to the dump. It's a perfectly fine tree, and you're gonna just throw it away. We're so wasteful. We're so wasteful. But it's like, what do we... I just don't know what we're doing, I guess. I don't know what we're doing, and I don't need to know. You know, I'm content with not needing to know. I don't need to know. And again, I'm not... anybody that thinks they know the answer to these things, I don't think that you've actually thought this through to the point in which you've experienced the state of no thought. Because when you're in the state of no thought, like no mind, right? When you've experienced that, even just for a second, everything out here doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. It matters, but it doesn't really matter. And that's the good news, right? That's the good news. Man, it's just so bizarre. We just live in such a bizarre simulation, and the only antidote that I see that we could do is to be more loving and to be loved more. The issue though is that when I say that, it's going to be distorted from people's perspectives of what love actually is. And so people try to figure out what love is. Well, love is this, love is that. I know what love is. Well, I know what love is more than you do. Love looks like this, believe me. No, I'm not going to believe you. I don't need to believe you at all. Because I see in you the divine essence that is in me. I don't need to believe that. But I can also see through you to a degree. I'm not a fully self-realized being just yet, but and even that statement, it's like just yet. It's implying that it's somewhere out there, right? Like I'm aware of these things. But the antidote also to any form of false gaslighting and or just deception is to simply be honest. Simply be honest. I had that realization and that revelation came to me in a dream recently. That was so interesting. I like told myself in the dream, like, look, this is how you get out of programs that you don't even know you have. Just be honest. And then as you start to become more aware, you'll start to see if you're moving in fear or not. And then once you start to notice if you're moving in fear or not, then you can make the adjustment going forward. Because that's the biggest thing to notice, right? So I hope that this video was useful and insightful and you found this to be, I would say, just having this isness to it, because I'm just ising. I'm just being an is right now. I'm just being what is as it is. So with all that being said, I hope that this message is useful and insightful. Of course, had that sense of isness. Peace. Until next time.